Hello and welcome. This is BQ Prime. I am Agam Vakil and you're watching the F&O Show, a show in which we take you through all that is happening in the markets, specifically equity derivatives. In today's day of trade, what we're seeing is, well, some amount of strength coming in as far as benchmark indices are concerned. In fact, ever since we've touched that low as far as the Nifty goes of so somewhere below the mark of 19,350. This is in the session day before. We're starting to see markets climb back up higher again. For now, the Nifty is trending higher by around 0.5%, and it is the same for the Bank Nifty, which is also up around 0.6%. In fact, the Bank Nifty is inching back towards that all-important level of 44,500 as well. Well, we're seeing a significant amount of increase in OI in both these indices, but let's also take a look at what's happening in the options market. Now, this is very interesting because what's really going on in the options market is that it's the 19,600 level where we have max OI. This is the 12th October expiry, mind you, that is the coming week's options expiry. And the 19,500 put. So still a very, very narrow range indicated by max OI. And we do see addition, a lot of addition in both the 19,600 calls as well as puts in today's day of trade. Moving on, as far as the Bank Nifty goes, again, while we do have more of a base around the 44,000 mark, marked by maximum open interest in the 44,000 put, on the higher end, we're watching out for a lot of activity around the 44,300 and 44,400 levels. That's where the calls are a little more active in today's day of trade. But on that note, let's take a look and let's bring this conversation ahead and bring in an expert who could perhaps further help us elucidate what's happening in the markets at the moment. But joining us now, we have Shilpa Rout. She is the derivatives lead analyst at Prabhudas Lilladher, joining us on the show. Shilpa, good morning, and thank you so much for taking the time out. Let's start with your assessment of the Nifty. What do you make of it, and what are your expectations over the next few sessions?
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me on the show. Talking about indices, let's talk about Nifty first. Before we start the conversation, we should also take over a leap and understand how the FIs data has been placed. FIs, if you believe that from October series, we started with net longs at 45%, which instantly dropped to 31%, then 24 to 26% right now. So that this net longs, they have decreased gradually and now stabilizing, which means that, there's no aggressive longs building up and they're not covering up the shorts as well. So in this scenario, even if you look at the FI option chain, you see that 19,700 to 800 zones there's heavy call writing, which indicates that there's a lot of resistance built up there. And downside below 19,500, we will see a slide towards 19,200. So I believe the texture of the market is mainly sell-on price as of now, until and unless we decisively sustain above 19,800. So till then, every rise that we get towards 19,700 to 800, we should create sell positions and exit our longs. Now, talking about Bank Nifty, we see that Bank Nifty also has a very strong resistance at around 44,700 to 800 zones. There's heavy call writing till 45,000. So the range on the upside is capped now, and downside we have support at 43,400 to 43,200 zones. So again, this is also sell on rise indices now. Every rise, we should take this opportunity to exit our longs and create sell positions.
Right. Okay, well, so as Shilpa suggests that there is significant amount of resistance around the level slightly higher than where the Nifty is currently trending at, and that could also provide for some amount of, well, resistance in the build-up upwards. So perhaps what the suggestion is that don't necessarily get fooled by the gains that we've seen over the previous couple of sessions, and the Bank Nifty, well, the picture isn't very different either. Before I take Shilpa's stock calls, let me also quickly address what's happening in terms of the most active futures and options. Well, naturally, because the Nifty is higher, what's keeping it higher is essentially Bajaj Finserv. We have seen a lot of traction here. And besides that, we have Tata Consumer Products, which is also up around 1.6%, and ITC. So, as one might expect, FMCG is the sector which is keeping things higher. And on the losing end, we don't really have too much in terms of losers, but less than 0.5% declines for ONGC and Hindustan Unilever. So these are some of the stocks which are active as far as the futures and options space is concerned, and the Nifty specifically. But Shilpa, I'll come back to you on two stocks you have a long call on. Can you take us through those?
I have two long calls to buy. The first one would be Indian hotels. With the World Cup fever now settling in, we believe that the space, the hotel space, is likely to shine over the next 1 to 2 series. In that case, Indian hotel is very well placed to see on immediate targets of 445 to 460 zones. So buying right now also on declines to 410 is well recommended because it has a very strong support at 400 zones. So look for targets of 460 from here on immediate basis.
Okay, and the other call that you have towards the long side?
It's actually Godrej Properties. Godrej Properties, the entire reality space, in fact, is buzzing, and in every dip, there's a lot of buying happening, be it Oberoi Realty, DLF, or Godrej Properties. In this space, I like Godrej Properties more because the sustenance above 1600 is giving a clear sign that it is heading towards 1750 zones. So as long as it is holding 1580, I believe it has a lot of potential for strong upside.
Okay, well, always good to balance your trades up, and for that, Shilpa also has a short position building recommendation. Shilpa, can you take us through that as well?
Yeah, the sell recommendation is in Torrent Pharma. Torrent Pharma futures trading at around 1870 right now. It has a strong resistance at around 1900 zones. We see significant call writing as well. So with the stop loss of 1910 on every rise till 1900, one can see and create a sell position here for targets of 1820 to 1800 zones. The Torrent Pharma is a sell for me.
Okay, so that's two longs and one short from Shilpa Rout. For now, the market's holding up where they are as against where we were 10 minutes ago. And on the note, I'm going to thank you, Shilpa, for taking us through your views on the markets and also helping us make the best of current trends which are unfolding. And with that, we wrap up the F&O show. But there's lots more lined up, so stay tuned to BQ Prime and we'll keep bringing you more.